Oh, is this going to be the super secret subsection that deals with, I don't know, the fact that there are vampires and werewolves and aliens and poltergeist? Is it going to be that department? Hello? Okay.
Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space dedicated to secrets?
Pot. Kettle? Yeah, okay. Let's, move on from that and... Warning. A-level clearance. Security. Excuse me? Okay, don't...
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
Very well, I will wait. You go on.
Please don't... Anything. Oh, God. Ow. On the bright side, there's no way you could embarrass me more than I'm embarrassing myself. So, yeah. Alright, is this one gonna come right at me as well? No, it's gonna go that way. So...
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
Show. Oh, who are you? Okay, you don't look familiar. I thought for a second you were going to be like, I don't know. Do I sit? Okay, why are you in a sort of hermetically sealed zoo cage? Okay.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get.
They're not invisible.
I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Well... a guy who couldn't afford a place with a view. You kind of look familiar. Gotta be honest, I just can't quite... You do look really familiar. I just don't know. You're not the guy that founded Constellation. You don't look like that picture, but you do look familiar.
There's a reason for that. Introductions first, though. I'm Francois Sanon.
Oh!
Most know me as Vivictus.
Okay!
I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes. But the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here. A sacrifice on the altar of peace.
Okay.
Even my death served the colonies.
Whoa, okay. Okay. Do I mention the fact? Well, he's gonna know. If he's asked to see me, he's got all this information. See, I don't even need to point this out. We know who this is. So the UC, what exactly did you do?
To warrant my execution.
Yeah.
The official charges I faced after the war were twofold. The first was the destruction of civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle during which those civilian ships were actively attacking my fleet. The other was ordering the bombing of the Londinian spaceport to halt the spread of the Terramorph outbreak there. The city and its citizens were lost, but countless others likely saved. And for doing what was right, I was put on trial. And my life irrevocably changed.
Okay. I mean, the way you describe it, it does sound kind of crappy, but... So the UC faked your death, put you in this, basically, prison.
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the colony war. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor, and considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse. So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier.
Okay, my god, the UC has been lying all the time. That's not the shock, but yeah, okay. So you're a chatty ghost, except what do you actually want from me?
I want to help you, and my progeny Hadrian, prevent more attacks. Though I am curious, has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's your clone. Yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Oh. Question. Could you... Before we talk about this, can you tell me more about this cloning program? I mean, it's weird. You cloned yourself? And then... Like, I mean, I get why the UC might have wanted to clone you if they thought they could use you, like the dead general, but you were part of this.
It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders.
I assume this was before.
Adoptive families made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise. But by the time the colony war came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help.
Hadrian and I are doing just fine on our own, are we? Fine, I'm listening.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Okay. You track down war criminals, people like you. You're a war criminal. Now, I know you describe it in a way that makes you sound like you weren't a war criminal, but I find it hard to believe your side of it, because honestly, I think most people would have done what you did in London. But I mean, if it was like the entire human race, I don't know. I'm not saying that it was the right call. Was it a call to get you executed? So I'm still tempted to go...
Then?
Yeah, I'm still thinking I'm looking at a war criminal. How's that work exactly?
Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked. often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right.
Not completely sure I like the sound of this. I'm gonna be honest.
One task. That's all I require. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
Okay, so he's basically a war criminal as well, and he's continuing to do something that is basically banned and... Stop smirking like that. I don't know if you've been practicing that smile in a mirror, but it fails. Okay. Why have me do this? Why not hand this over to one of the members of this recovery team?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout.
How do I know you're not asking me to try and kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
Oh, I'm not remotely thinking you're a simple cutthroat. But there's been plenty of mass-murdering genocidal maniacs that were more than a cutthroat. How about I arrest him and turn him over to the UC? Could he not be useful?
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now.
Feral.
Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it.
Easier? I'm not going to kill him, but if he's actually as bad as you claim, I'll bring him to justice. If that involves him fighting and he dies, then he dies. Otherwise, I'm bringing him in to the UC.
If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it.
It's what I
According
require.
to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. Wolf System. There is a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Okay. So... speak to McIntyre, speak to this vanguard, and... ask myself the important question. What do I tell Hadrian? I mean, I promised not to speak a word of this. I said I would not speak a word of this. Okay. Would she want to know? Of course she would want to know. I'd want to know.
You may proceed to the exit.
Thanks. Would it be okay if I just stood here a while and avoided the real world? You know? Pretended it didn't exist? And all my troubles had gone away? I don't suppose you could have, like, coffee and donuts or something sent down? Of course, for all I know, Hadrian actually knows this. I mean, she's...
Yes?
We're leaving. I really have no idea what to tell you. I did say I wasn't going to tell anyone, Although I guess you told your family the same thing. Give me some time. I need to process. Okay, let's go and see. Well, you're gonna find out anyway, Andreja.
Things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time.
Absolutely. Probably not here, though. Yeah? Let's just chat to this diplomat and then we'll get out of here. Definitely not the right place to talk. Okay. Alright.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
Right. Yeah, because there's an executed war criminal in your basement. Right. Deputy, I was not prepared for that. That I absolutely was not prepared for that.
Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years and kept far from any major decision-making. But I
would
do
hope
think it's
so.
worth re-emphasizing. No one else can know about this. All right?
I got it. The Freestar Collective at least should be told about this. You can't... You've not told Hadrian about this, have you? Why not?
The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information. And she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
I mean, the Freestar Collective should be told of this. They should. You lied to them. You can't keep me from telling her. Probably get her in as much trouble as me, right? Okay. For now, I will keep it to myself. For now.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing?
I did not like that threat. No, I did not. I'm afraid I believe you may have misjudged this situation. The prisoner asked me to deal with a Dr. Orlace. Figured you and I should discuss.
Dr. Reginald Orlace? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlace is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return?
Wait, you're actually... Well, bring the guy to justice. Why wouldn't we do that? Bring him to justice and we get the location of Hadrian's old research team members.
Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
I'm supposed to head to the den. Okay, give me a second. Didn't have anything else. What are the chances? What are the chances I'm being lured into a trap?
Trusting the man downstairs would be a mistake. But
Agreed.
I don't think you need to be too concerned. This is far from the first name he's handed over, and all previous missions went off largely without a hitch. So while I'd certainly warrant caution, I think you can proceed.
Okay, I'm supposed to head to the den. Anything you can tell me about it?
The Den? It's a star station. Orbiting Wolf, the second star station actually to bear that title. The first one was blown to smithereens by House Varun during the Serpent's Crusade. The place has always acted as a remote strategic hub, primarily for repairing and refueling UC military vessels. But because of its distance from the rest of the UC, things there have always been a little more lax. Patrols included. I can think of worse places in the galaxy for a criminal to hide out.
Okay. Well, that was it.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. And remind you of the importance of discretion.
Yeah. Because if I'm not discreet, you will ruin me. I'm beginning to wonder if this was a mistake. I mean...
Yes? What?
A lot of the United Colonies people seem genuinely good. My commander. The Vanguard commander, Tuala, for example. But then... Oh, I'll tell you what. Let's just head to the lodge, where we can have a little bit of a discussion with Andreja. Figure she wants to talk about something. It's pretty nice. It's a little... Do you not think maybe it's a little, I don't know, overstated? I mean, you can never have too many weapons, right? But you can definitely look like you've got too many weapons.
I wonder what has happened. If you have the time, I wish to speak to you.
Yeah, that's why we're here. I figured we'd go sit in the bar or something, or at least... Hey, guys. Alright. Yeah. Clear in here, right. What's up?
It has been a relief to be honest with you about my past. I appreciate your willingness to listen. But talking about this, remembering all those years, has brought back some unsettling memories.
Okay. I'm starting to wonder if you... Oh, you have memories of... Wait, you have memories of House Varun that aren't unsettling. I'm sorry. This is judgmental. Look, I'm here for you. If you need me to listen, I'm here for you.
Thank you. That means a great deal to me.
I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers along the edges of the settled systems. There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established relationships. They were not of the promised, but I considered them friends.
Okay, what do you mean by promised?
It describes the people of House Varun. We who have been promised to serve the Great Serpent now and forever. In exchange, he promises to care for us when he returns to his domain.
Okay. Right. You sound surprised that you made friends outside of the promised.
Yes, very. It was not what I was expecting. You must understand. I was raised to believe that those who do not follow the Great Serpent do not matter, for they are lost. Their fate is fixed and grim. And yet here were these men and women with hopes and dreams, delights and aversions. It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of House Varun, but I cared for my friends. And then I lost them.
Yeah. It's never easy losing a friend.
It's not something I have much experience with. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo. And zealots appeared in force, seemingly out of nowhere. There was barely time to react. So many were cut down immediately. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. I retreated to my ship immediately. But I left them all behind. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and I abandoned them. And in the years since, I have never looked for them.
So they might still be... You never checked up on them? How long has it been?
10 years. I was immediately reassigned to another role, light years away.
Right. And the zealots attacked, so... Yeah, okay. If they're half as strong as you, they've gotten by. Are you worried that they blame you for leaving them? No, she's worried that they're dead. She's not worried about blame. If they're half as strong as you, maybe they made it.
I have no doubt they were resourceful. Still, how badly were their lives damaged by that moment?
In my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. How little sense it all made, how I never really knew what happened or what became of my friends. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust someone, to be there for them. And I can no longer live with not knowing. I need to finally pursue this.
Of course.
I would like you with me when I do. I do not know what we will find, but I know it will be easier with you at my side.
I would do anything... Okay. Tempting. If it will ease your mind, I'm in. I'm in.
I am not sure I will find any comfort in it. But I think it is important, nonetheless. I am not sure where they might be now, but I believe we should begin the search in Aquila City.
Aquila City?
That is where I last saw Aaron Bascom.
Okay. We can do that! We can do that. I'm glad you're opening up to me. I really am. And you're also making me feel a little guilty, because I've got a secret from someone. The Wolf system is actually on the way to the Cheyenne system, so we can get that job done.
Nice hat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll get that mission completed, and then we can call in Aquila City. Yeah, we'll do that. First things, though, before we head out, I need to check up on my ship and see if I can upgrade anything.
Hope you're fine. I know we're safe now, but I'm still a little jittery. Can't help but worry about more of those things attacking.
Yeah, but the UC, they've got this. They're gonna...
Oh, please, take a look.
Send someone to deal with it. Right. I do have one or two things to sell you. They cleaned up the spaceport pretty quickly. Which is a good thing, but it does make me think, well, they've had a bit of practice recently, so...
Anything I can help you with?
Yes, I would like to see what my options are. Okay, so this shield would give me about 10% more shields, which is okay, but it would require 2 Starship design ranks, which is a lot, and it would reduce my mobility by 9 because it's quite heavy, and that would mean I'd need a new engine, which I can afford, but of course, you know, then I'll need to do quite a lot of work, and it's not worth it. It really is not worth 2 skill points. Now, there might be some other upgrades at other starports, though. When we go to Aquila City, for example, we should check there.
Captain, do you require my assistance?
But there are no upgrades for things like reactors or
Always a
weapons.
satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Yes, it is. We're just going to head to the outpost. I think, seeing as I'm not going to improve the ship, I'm going to improve my spacesuit a little. Okay, so... Yeah, this is really slow going. And I do not want to... there's nothing else of interest to me at all. I mean, even this one, additional cargo. I've still got 1 unused cargo link right here. I mean, I could just take scavenging at this point to highlight tracked resources. I do not care for that at all. I really don't want to. So, it will happen eventually. So, I was thinking a rank in shield systems could be useful. I mean, it's a 20% increase. However, I think I'm going to stick with the current plan. I'm going to work on spacesuit design. If I can get extra power from anutronic fusion, it might begin to be more, you know, lucrative to get. Mind you, actually still, I'm just going to want more of the existing weapons I've got. Nope. Spacesuit design. Right. And I need to remember this time to take... I don't have a huge amount of it, so... Okay. Do I have some on the ship? I might. Alright, let's... Oh, I think I can make the regeneration mod now. Regeneration requires Pack Mods 3, and that actually requires special project skill. In fact, you know... Yeah, it requires 1 rank of this. Spacesuit design, rank 4, doesn't seem as useful. Construction of spacesuit, helmet, and pack mods occasionally doesn't cost resources. Nice, but I feel like that's just sort of a little bit of icing on cake, and I definitely want more cake at the moment. So, if I want to unlock Anutronic Fusion, I could just spend 1 point. Scanning does seem like a useful one. I get more data regarding different resources on a planet, but I also can get data about the ships, like better combat information and a complete list of cargo. That could be very useful. But there's also astrophysics. I could scan the moons of the current planet and have a 10% chance of discovering a trait when scanning. Rank 2, any planet or moon in a system can be scanned. That means I could scan systems very quickly if I went down this tree. 3 and 4, I could actually scan planets and moons within 30 light years away and have a 50% chance of discovering a trait when scanning. I mean, that's a fairly time-consuming quality of life improvement right there. But I don't have the skill points to put anything in Anutronic Fusion anyway, so I can think about that for a little while. And then, just in case I find some Starship design elements that might be useful, I could take that. Or who knows? Maybe I'll suddenly have a lot more persuasion things. Oh, weapons. I want to see what I can do with this one, the EM one. I want to make it feel different to the other one. In fact, to be honest with you, I think I want to find a proper EM weapon. I want to find a proper EN weapon. It's a shame that I can't change the colour of this weapon, make it distinctly different to my other Orion. Because I do not wish to get those two mixed up. One of them does 14.5 electromagnetic damage, the other does 63 energy damage. Big difference right there. Let's just... Is the reflex sight going to be enough, do you think? I mean, if I'm trying to incapacitate someone, I'm probably not going to be sniping them from a distance, so hopefully I'll remember. You know what? I need to get myself a better electromagnetic weapon anyway. I'm going to be keeping my eyes open for a Nova Blast, I think it was called. I don't have anything like that in here, unfortunately. Okay. And I've turned this into a bit of a shotgun. So we're going to have to test that out. I still haven't decided how I feel about this. Sometimes it's devastating. It's brilliant, and then other times disappointing. So I'm thinking shotgun, up close and personal. I don't want to shoot it in here anyway. We could do with a target range. It's only a little longer, but I think it makes a huge difference. The ship just looks a little less, well, fat. I guess is the honest way to put it. I quite like that. I think it looks a little more sleek and dangerous, and it could now crew 9 people. I quite like that. It's also got an infirmary. I'm not totally sure whether that will be useful, but you know what? Having an infirmary...
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Yeah, okay. Let's have a look. I went with the Deimos one because I just... You know what? Could be useful, yeah? If we come back all wounded, we've got an infirmary and it's next to both doors. Right, I've also added some more bunks. We had 4 here, but we've now got a few more over here, which means... Let's have a look. Okay, we've got 4 more here. So we've now got a total of 11 bunks plus the captains, so we could get a crew of... I think the maximum I'll ever be able to have is 8, and still be able to take 2 or 3 passengers and have bunks for them, which seems good. Be nice to actually get the door for that other one there. Might need to play around with that to get it. But you know what? It doesn't really matter too much. I've also changed the workshop into a control room because I'm never using the workshop. Okay. So we now have more stations for people. We can actually have a crew of 9, which is more than we'll ever have. Way more. But you know what? It's future-proof. It's future-proof. We've got loads of beds. We've got loads of space
Is there a way to go faster than the speed of light? And none of that grav tech cheating?
Well, how is it cheating? I mean, then no, I think, is the answer, technically. If we're not allowed to cheat, then no. Not convinced it's cheating, though. No, I'm not.
Time to push some G's.
Right, we're heading to the Wolf system. We need to find a planet called Arathea, I think, and make contact with a local Vanguard captain. Vasquez.
We're an order, Captain.
Yes, we... Are we... Is there a host? Woo! Okay. Why is there an ecliptic stiletto in orbit around Jemison? Why is it not attacking us? Why are my engines completely unpowered? Why do I not have any power to... Okay, my turrets are not shooting. Can I hail them? No. I mean, would it be rude to dock with them? I mean, apparently they're not host. Okay, you know what? I gotta know. I mean, is it possible there can be ecliptic mercenaries who are... But they're...
Ship is now docked.
They're showing as hostile. And... Okay... Why is there a hostile... But they're all dead. Okay, there's... a ship full of dead ecliptics orbiting Jemison. A Category C ship of dead ecliptics orbiting Jemison. Why did they... Okay. Did they jump in and the UC destroyed them and then just left them? Okay. Iron. Don't need iron. Okay, this is very strange. Captain's locker is... Okay, so somebody's come aboard and looted by the looks of things. We didn't do this, did we? Did we? Black market antiquity. Did we jump in here and have to deal with Eclipse? No, because they would have got obliterated by the UC, surely. We can't have done this. I mean, it's kind of odd, though. Whoever did this took the same loot that we would have taken. Did we take this? Did we take out an ecliptic stiletto, loot it, and then just go land on Jemison and forget about it? Is it a bad sign that I even have to ask that question? It's probably just a case of an ecliptic group making a mistake, jumping into Jemison's space, and having about enough time to think, oh shh, before the UC obliterated them. The only thing that's worrying me is why I'm having to sort the power out again. You know what? Doesn't matter. Yeah, it is a little strange that they didn't obliterate the ship, but you know what? There's, sometimes it happens, right? Okay, let's get to the planet of Etheria in the Wolf system and speak to Captain Marquez. Alright, it's a single system. Let's do this. And I should get ready to power the EM if we're under attack when we arrive.
One instant. Stars are rearranged.
Okay.
We are here.
Yes, we are. We are here. The Den. I believe that's where we're going.
Den acknowledging incoming hail. Docking Bay 1 is free.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's just take a quick look at what the system is like. Right, Cathonia, which is a barren, heavy G planet. Where are we going? Though, Etheria. Right, we're heading. The Den. Speak to Captain. Oh, right. I think our fugitive is on Etheria, assuming I'm saying that correctly. But we should speak to the Vanguard captain here at the Den before we head out there. All right. Okay. Let's go and dock. It's a sad sign that I get slightly impatient and I'm very tempted to boost my way there, knowing that's a bad idea because I would almost certainly crash. And yet still tempted just to save a few seconds.